Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. I wanted to start this video out with what I'm doing right now, which is shark fishing. As you guys can see, we're actually hooked up. Not sure what it is. Looks like it may be a scalloped hammer. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about my next, process, the next step in my journey of buying. Wow, this is a scalloped hammer. Can't believe we just caught this right now. Take a look at this, guys, and then I'll get into the video. We gotta be fast right now. All right, we gotta be fast. Here, hey, get the cutters real quick. Here. Janet, come here, take this. Take this. All right, where's he at? Okay. And we want to get these fish in the water. Quick, come here, come on. Where's this camera? You got a picture for this fish? No. Put this on the goggin. Come here. Okay. Just get it. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, that's how you start a video. I figured if it's gonna be about my personal journey, might as well bring you guys to what I'm doing, personally on my free time. So, I'm gonna go into what I decided to do, why I decided to do it, and I really appreciate you guys. Do me a favor before I continue, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, shoot me a comment below, and more than anything, I hope you guys enjoy. To tell you guys a little bit about my backstory, I've been renting. Unfortunately, I've been renting for I would say a little less than 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August. So I've been renting for about 2 years, waiting out the housing market, basically trying to find, the deal of my dreams. And what I've done is converted my primary residence to a rental. I'm cash flowing on it. I have a 2.375% interest rate. And again, sacrifice that primary residence, finally have an asset after years and years of hard work. I had a foreclosure, repo, bankruptcy in the last global financial crisis. So I'm kind of moving forward with caution, trying to learn from my mistakes. And the difficult thing for me has been trying to decide how much longer I'm willing to basically rent. Now, traditionally, I would normally say renting is a complete waste of money. But today I'm gonna kind of go into what I'm gonna do as far as, am I gonna continue to rent or am I gonna buy a house? Because some of you already know that, unfortunately, my lease is up in June. And right now, obviously, we're in May. So I don't have any more time. I have to decide what to do right now. Do I continue to waste money renting, or is it time to buy a house? And ultimately, one of my biggest fears with buying a house right now is that they're overvalued. Now, I'll get into unaffordability. I understand unaffordability, that is a concern, but my personal biggest worry about purchasing a house right now is, the fact that they went up about 48% in about 2.5 years. And traditionally, when that happens, when we have that type of equity growth, it falls apart. The housing market falls apart because normally, as far as equity growth, we want 5% equity growth because that type of balanced equity growth annually, right? So 5% annually generally keeps up with wage growth. And because I've lost everything in the last collapse, I don't want to be trapped in my house again and be forced to, go through a foreclosure process. Today, now I have a family, I have a wife, I have children, so I have a lot of things riding on me making the right decision. And I'll be honest with you guys, it has been really, really hard for me to be patient, not because of me, thinking that I'm wasting money in rent. It's because of my wife and children. I want to take care of them, and basically we've downgraded into a smaller rental, a smaller rental unit. I work a lot out of my house, and quite frankly, it's hard. It's a much smaller house. It's pretty noisy. It's really hard to work. But regardless, it was a decision my wife and I made to wait out the housing market, to downgrade into a cheaper rental so that we can also save money. So we've been doing that the last 2 years roughly, saving money, renting, watching my local housing market. So it's been a little bit tricky on trying to decide what to do. And if you guys are wondering what I'm doing right now, actually, I'm dropping a shark bait. You can see a buddy of mine behind me. Real estate mindset, let's go! Let's get bonkers, boy, let's get bonkers! Y'all, that's funny. He kind of crept up on me Anyways, guys, so I'm out here. You guys probably, some of you that watch my channel will know I've taken a break. I had to kind of just reset my mindset. I've been digging into real estate data like crazy, analyzing things, becoming an expert, trying to stay ahead of the curve on basically everything that's happening. And right now I've taken a break. I'm doing some land-based shark fishing, but it's all, you know, conservation based. I've been a part of a tremendous amount of studies when it comes to recreational angling, shark migration, and things of that nature. So it's all catch and release. And right now I'm sitting in a kayak in the middle of the ocean, and I just dropped a shark bait. So, you know, there's probably sharks under my kayak right now. So I kayak out and I put the bait back there. You guys can see I'm probably trailing some scent behind me. You guys saw that, but I absolutely love doing this. And you know, that's gonna lead me to my first thing, y'all. When it comes to me like figuring out what to do next, one thing that I'm gonna make sure not to do is make a decision based on emotion and based on panic. I'm gonna make a decision based on my future, based on like mental health, not being trapped, and things of that nature. Now, I'm gonna tend to say that, you know, generally renting is a waste of money, okay, generally. But when we look at it, okay, because a lot of people are, you know, and I've said this before, renting is 100% interest, and you're throwing away your money in rent, because if you put money towards a mortgage, you're basically paying down the principal. But the reality of that statement is that's not entirely true. When it comes to a mortgage with a 7% interest rate for the first 3 years alone, over 85% roughly of your payment goes to paying your interest. So you can say, again, listen to me guys, the way that these mortgages work, it's called an amortization schedule. That's how you make payments. And mortgages are front loaded with interest payments. So for the first 3 years, you know, if you want to get technical, your mortgage interest is really 85%. We can't justify buying a house just for that reason alone. And another reason we can't count on as far as purchasing right now is equity growth, right? We can't count on appreciation and things getting better. Really right now, you know, overall, my opinion as far as purchasing a home, it's very dangerous. There's a tremendous amount of red flags. There's too much dust in the air. And I believe at the very least, most people should wait until we have a confirmed recession. We get through that to understand what type of job loss we're going to go through. And then also a Fed pivot. Interest rates should be lower, probably never 2 and 3%. We don't want them 2 or 3%, but wait for the pivot. And another thing I'm going to wait on is inventory to come back to the market. This summer we should be at our peak as far as inventory units in 2023. So these are some of the things as far as what I'm looking for in the housing market. But here's the thing, you guys, like I said, the problem is my lease is only good till June of 2023. So I need to make a decision on whether to extend my lease and continue to waste my money, or do I go out in the housing market, buy an overpriced house, and just bite the bullet? The problem is, and what I really struggle with is, I don't know how big the bullet is, quite frankly. So it makes me really reluctant to say, just buy right now, let's get it over with, let's move on with our life, when the reality is, there are so many different things going on right now in our economy that are warning signs of impending collapse. Consumers are still, you know, spending money like crazy, and the bubble is getting bigger. Makes me think the crash is even gonna get bigger. One of the primary reasons that I'm struggling here, you guys, is I don't know how big a price I'm gonna have to pay, right? We don't even know what it's gonna look like when the commercial, you know, commercial real estate collapse and financing collapse happens, additional banking crisis. We don't even know what's going to happen there. So as we get through this, you know, on this journey right now, it's going to give us more data. We're going to figure out a lot more results of these bootstrapping so that we have a better idea of what to expect in the future. But the fact that we don't even know what to expect in the future, y'all see my point? It makes it really hard for me to say, let's just move on with our life, right? And let's just ride this out for 7 to 10 years. And the reality is, you know, a lot of people, more than likely, if they buy right now, even if they buy an overpriced house, if they get through, you know, the recession and the struggle for the next 7 to 10 years, they'll probably be okay. So I asked myself that, you know, let's just bite the bullet. Let's just ride this out for 7 to 10 years and let's move on with our life. Those are a lot of the questions I've been asking myself, y'all, that I'm struggling with. You know, should I just pay the price? Should I do that? Consumer debt skyrocketing, like auto loan debt, more defaults there, Airbnb collapse, long-term rental collapse, quantitative tightening going on, additional banking crisis. There's just so many things right now, you know, systemic failures that are happening all at the same time, where I just, again, I can't comfortably say, let's just send it. What I'm trying to do right now, you guys, is pick out a shark bait. So I'm gonna rig up a shark and I'm gonna use this king body here. Y'all see that right there? This is what I'm gonna use right here. And basically I'm gonna kayak this out, try to catch some sharks. If it's, you know, and if it's the right type of shark, we're gonna throw in a tag and the tag data will go to NOAA. They'll use the data. Hopefully we even catch a shark that already has a tag, but I'm gonna hook this up, you guys, you know, this massive bait right here, and I'm gonna send it. It's hard for me to say that I'm gonna pay the price. Look at the size of this hook, y'all. Huge hook, right? So basically I'm gonna get that on there. I'm gonna hook all that up, and then I'm gonna take that kayak right there and I'm gonna go out. Buying right now, a lot of risk, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of red flags, overvalued houses, overpriced houses. But here's the thing, y'all, it's my primary residence and I worry about my family. And the reality is the health and safety and peace of my family is more important than all of those things. Now, in conclusion, it's really easy for me to pick what to do. I will always side with my family, taking care of my wife and taking care of my children. So those things to me are more important. And again, when it comes to our primary residence, we can be a little bit looser as far as purchasing with fundamentals. And listen to what I said a little bit, teeny little bit looser. Now again, you guys, my family, my children, my wife, you know, their well-being and their happiness, quite frankly, is more important to me. And that especially holds true, y'all, because I'm a well-qualified buyer, right? I have great credit, my finances are in order. If I purchase right now, my payment will be under 25% of my income. And one of the most important things, I have proper expectations on what's to come. And I'm looking at things worst case, right? Planning for the worst. You can hope for the best, that's fine, but I'm planning for the worst. And because of all of those things, y'all, obviously, why wouldn't I just go ahead and bite the bullet, allow my family to grow and move on? Now, real quick, before I go a little bit more into this, I want to show you guys something. If you ever go to the beach, one of the things that I love to do is use a pellet smoker, a portable pellet smoker with a battery to smoke food at the beach. It's absolutely amazing. You guys, I've been having ribs, steak, chicken. Take a look at this. See that? A smoke. I just started it. Tonight I'm doing ribs, as you guys can see. Battery down here, EcoFlow battery. Really, really cool. Really cool stuff. Because my wife and I have such a great open communication, my wife and I talk all the time and weigh, you know, things out. And I can, you know, and she's basically told me, Travis, do what you think is best, right? And that puts obviously a tremendous amount of pressure on my shoulders, but it is also really, really amazing. And because I have such a great relationship with my wife and we can communicate so well, and we've been going through this entire process together, even though she says it's my decision, y'all, my decisions are based on her opinions and her well-being, right? As well as our children. She said, Travis, I'm okay if we continue to rent. I could tell though, you guys, I could tell she just wants to move on with her life, okay? I'm not, and Shara, if you're watching, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I know you just want to move on. I know you're getting tired of renting and I feel it. So, you know, and that's more important to me. But the thing is this, y'all, my wife and I are so strong. We've been through so much together that I'm willing to write it out, to continue to write it out, to potentially get the deal of my dreams. So because of that, my final decision, okay, I'm gonna take into consideration their well-being, and what I've decided to do is upgrade our rental and extend a lease. So I'm gonna extend the lease. We're gonna move into a different rental that's a lot nicer, that's gonna be bigger, where I can work off by myself, not hear everyone playing and screaming and fighting, right? And we're gonna improve our life. We're gonna improve our mental well-being by having a rental home that's better suited for us. Because the rental that we chose right now, y'all, we 100% chose it just to save money and ride out the housing market. And the problem is it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated. So, you know, we've been able to save enough money. I've decided we're gonna take a hit. Okay, so we're gonna lose a little bit of money, but I'm, you know, cash flowing on my rental, so that's okay. But I'm gonna take a little bit of a hit, and I know that, so my rent's gonna go up. And the thing that I'm trying to tell you is I'm willing to pay a little bit more money in rent. I'm willing to throw a little bit more money away in rent just to improve my life, to improve my well-being, so that I'm better suited to ride this out. Y'all, I wanna ride this out, and I don't have a, you know, I'm not a fortune teller. There's no crystal ball. I'm saying, you know, that I believe there's a hurricane, a storm coming. I'm yelling out, warning, red flags, dust in the air. But the thing is, it's my primary residence. I love my family. I wanna move on with my life, and then I can invest in real estate differently. But the thing is, y'all, my wife and I, we're gonna hold. You know, we're gonna ride this out together, and we're gonna do it confidently. And because of all those things, we're gonna extend my lease again. So we're gonna be renting. And here's the thing, if I find a great deal, I'll break my lease. If I find a deal I can't pass up, I'll just break my lease. It's better to lose a little bit of money there than potentially be trapped in a home. I'm not willing to potentially go through what I went through the last time around. And for all those reasons, I'm gonna hold. But but really what I wanted you to know is one of the primary reasons that I can still hold is because of my spouse, because of my wife, and our ability to communicate and lean on each other through these frustrating times. And I'll be honest, you guys, I'm doing most of the leaning. Shara, without you, I'm nothing. I can't do this without you. And having said all of that, y'all, if you guys are married, if you have a family, show love. Go get some ice cream. Go enjoy something together as a family. You know, and Jeff M, Vital, John, I would say you, Johnny, but I know how you are about relationships, y'all. Go have fun with your all spouses. Don't be so stressed about the housing market. The reality is, it is slow moving, but we have a lot of things on our side. But the really, really important thing is don't miss out on life and the great things that life has for each and every one of us. Now, other than that, you guys, you know, this is gonna be the last video I make on vacation. I'm gonna go home now with a great mindset, ready to take on the world, ready to do the best I can, and just ready to get back to work. And if you're out there, y'all, investing in real estate, you already know, I wish you luck, and I hope you win.